Hi guys, it's Caroline from newhorizoncoaching.com.au, career coach and job search strategist. And today I'm going to share with you 3 key reasons why people don't do well in an interview. 3 reasons. Now, the first reason is because people actually don't do enough research and don't do enough preparation. Now, you might say like, when I go to an interview, I research the company, I research the person that's interviewing me, I read the job description backwards and forwards, and I don't mean any of that. What I mean is actually very simple steps that you need to take. First of all, what people forget to ask is, what type of interview is it going to be? Is it going to be a scenario-based interview, an informal interview? Is it going to have a certain structure, competency-based, behavioral-based? Nobody asks those questions. And then they're surprised that they are not able to go into interview and blow them away. So it's finding all that information out before, so you actually are able to prepare for the interview the right way. So the second biggest key reason why people don't do well is because basically their resume doesn't match up. So we'll give you an example. People who often, don't say all the time, but people who have their resume designed by a resume writer, and they think like, I've got this beautiful looking resume with this beautiful wording on it and so on. And they get the interview, but then when they get to the interview, because it doesn't match up between what the interviewer is expecting and who you really and truly and authentically are, there is a big disconnect. And that's often the case, and I've seen it many times when people aren't able to really meet their resume, or are above what their resume is, or higher or lower, or it doesn't just match up. So that's why it's so important that you take time in crafting a winning resume and really make it authentic and don't copy paste from somebody else, because that's not you. That's somebody else, you know what I mean? We all smell a copycat from far away. Anyway, reason number 3 is because people, when they're going in an interview, are unstructured. And the problem with that is, when they are unstructured, they ramble and waffle and they go on and on and on and on and on. And interviewer, their eyelids are, I fall asleep. Anyway, you have to structure your interview so it really makes sense to the person. And everybody, almost everybody, knows about the STAR approach of structuring your interview answers in an interview. Okay, let me quickly explain the STAR approach. STAR is an acronym, and the S for situation, the T for task, the A for action, and the R for results. So very easily put together. If you have to give an example, you say very straightforward. The situation was, I was working for ABC. The task was that I had to get all the stakeholders together to actually work out a plan to bring more sales to the company. The action that I took was, I sat down with all the individuals, really understood their needs, what they wanted to get out of the program, so I could tailor it so that they could see benefit in them, because I needed their buy-in to the program to make it work. And the result is that we smashed our targets and we actually overachieved our results. So that is structuring your answer and following that STAR approach. So basically what you do to help you prepare is those 3 things. Before you attend the interview, when you receive the invite, whether it's from a company direct or from a recruiter, you ask them, what kind of interview is it going to be? What are the interview questions? Can you give me an example? And so on. If they don't know if it's an unstructured interview, that's fine, but at least you maximize your chances, and you minimize the risk that you actually go in unprepared. So you ask that question. Second of all, you have to spend time on your resume and making sure it truly reflects you. And I have a brilliant resume template that has proven to work. I will put a link in the comments below. Go and download it if you actually struggle to put together a winning resume. And the third thing is structuring your interview answers. So you actually go into an interview not only prepared, but also you know how to make it logical. And to be honest, interviewing is a skill, and a skill you can learn. And I'm here to teach you that skill, but you only learn by practicing and doing and doing and doing. And if you don't want to have 100 interviews before you actually master those skills, then you actually have to start by writing all of them out and really think about it, that what you're articulating is coming across with the right skill set that's required to do the job. Because that's basically what an interview is. It's you giving the confidence to the interviewer that you can do the job, not only do the job, also outperform the job. So, and that's what they're looking for. So I hope this all helped. I'm going to put my email address in the comments. So please like, because the more likes, comments and shares I get, the better, and the more my message is actually going to be spread, and the more other people are able to see this video also. And if you have any kind of questions that you want me to talk about anonymously, then you can always write an email to caroline@newhorizoncoaching.com.au. just pop in your question and I will make a video addressing it. Thank you very much and have a nice evening. Bye.